Hey there, explorers. Welcome to Curious Sparks, the show where we dive into the coolest, most exciting topics that you love, like monster trucks and yeah, even Barbie dolls. Yep, it's all here. So here's how it works. Each episode is like a mini adventure. We uncover fun stories, discover amazing facts, and honestly, just explore together. And, well, I'm your guide on this wild ride. You can call me Max Velocity. But wait, did you know? Curious Sparks is all about you. That's right. Every time you tune in, you're helping me on this journey of discovery. Isn't it cool to think of yourself as part of this adventure? So, ready to ignite that curiosity and dive in? Let's go. No holding back.
Hey, Curious Sparks! It's me, Max Velocity, back again in Inventon, my city of endless invention and super fun questions. Have you ever looked at a clock and wondered, why does it have 12 hours? And why does a day have like 24 of them? I mean, it seems kind of random, right? But actually, there's a wild story behind it, and it goes back way, way before digital watches and alarm clocks, and even Grandpa's old pocket watch. So, okay, let's race back in time to ancient Egypt. Picture pyramids, sandy sun, and no batteries in sight. Egyptians were kinda obsessed with the sun. They built these huge sundials, basically giant clocks powered by sunlight. And instead of 24 little chunks, they chopped the daytime into just 12 pieces. That's where the first hours idea was born. And since nighttime needed equal importance, they said, why not split the dark part into 12 hours too? So, bam, we got 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. That's our 24-hour day. But it all started with the sun and shadows. Now here's something wild. Even though the day is 24 hours, most clocks you see only show 12 numbers. Why? Well, the Egyptians started the trend, and people stuck with it for like thousands of years. Even the Romans and people way after them just kept the 12-hour thing going. Then, way later, humans invented minutes and seconds. I'm talking like 1,000 years later. Minutes are 60 per hour, and seconds are 60 per minute, all because some ancient mathematicians loved dividing things into groups of 6. Don't ask me why 6 was their favorite, but hey, that's math history for you. Oh, story time from my own invention workshop. So I decided to build a giant cardboard clock with some kids last summer. Let me tell you, splitting that circle exactly into 24 parts? My brain started spinning before the hands on our cardboard clock did. You'd think it's easy, but drawing those even slices took forever, and I think we were kind of guessing by the end. Honestly, it made me appreciate those ancient Egyptian time geniuses a whole lot more. Now let's roll right into another timey-wimey mystery. Have you ever noticed how clocks are the same in your state, but if you call your buddy cross-country, they might say it's lunchtime when you're just finishing breakfast? Well, it wasn't always like this. In fact, before trains, every town just kinda made up their own noon. The local clock tower would ring, and that was it, even if the town 15 miles away did something totally different. Chaos if you're meeting friends for ice cream, am I right? But then along came trains. Big, speedy, steam-powered trains racing across the country, and man, did trains hate random time. Conductors and engineers needed to know exactly when to go and stop so their trains didn't accidentally crash. Imagine like a train from Chicago and a train from Boston, but the clocks in every town changed by a few minutes? Total nightmare. So the railroad folks said, enough. We need synchronized time, or else these trains aren't going to get anywhere safely. Okay, story spotlight. Ready for the Great Railroad Time Meeting of 1883? So picture a bunch of serious railroad guys in suits all crammed into a room with stacks of maps and about 1,000,000 ticking clocks. In one day, they split up the country into time zones, and suddenly, in places all across America, people had to change their clocks to match the new railroad time. Must have been confusing for the first week, like, wait, did I just lose 10 minutes? Or, is school early now? But that meeting totally changed how we think about time forever, and all because of trains. By the way, this whole connecting the country with new ideas thing kind of reminds me of an episode we did about how the invention of cars, trucks, even planes, keeps pushing us to invent and adapt. Time zones are just another example of how teamwork and a big, slightly wild idea can shape the world for everyone. Alright, so we know how our clocks got their numbers and how trains helped everyone agree on what now means. But what about those days when time feels like it's zooming by or dragging slower than watching grass grow? You know what I'm talking about? Ever notice when you're waiting for cookies to finish baking, it's like every minute turns into 10? But then, bam, you spend an hour playing outside with friends, and suddenly your parents are yelling, Dinner time! Where did all those hours go? Turns out, our brains are a little funny with time. Scientists say when you're excited or super focused, maybe building your first robot in Inventon's workshop, your brain's so busy taking in all the new stuff, it doesn't keep perfect track of the seconds. So when you look back, the whole thing feels like it just zipped by. But if you're bored, like waiting at the doctor's office, there's nothing new for your brain to snack on, so time just drags. So, slowly. I actually noticed this last weekend at our Inventon Robotics Club. We were wiring up little bots, solving tricky problems, and laughing a ton. Before we knew it, 2 hours had vanished, and the kids were like, "Wait, we're done already?" That's the brain at work. When you pay close attention and you're having fun, time goes fast. But if you're stuck doing something you don't care about, well, each second can feel like a year. So next time you feel like time is acting weird, just remember, your brain is in charge. If you want to make things last, try paying close attention to each moment, even the slow ones. There's always a mystery to discover, like we do in every episode. That's it for today's Curious Sparks adventure, but keep your questions, and your clocks, ticking, because we'll explore more wild mysteries next time. See ya, time travelers!